Ideas Festival is about celebrating ideas and paying attention to ideas that have potential to change and celebrating those amongst us who are embarked on change of one way or the other. My brother, Solomon, has done quite a lot of things. I mean, we might get into those as we go along. But Solomon is doing something right now which is absolutely exciting. There was a groundbreaking event for the Solomon Guramatunhu Academy. After all that Solomon has done, Solomon is deciding to start an academy. And Solomon, I thought we would start there. Why are you doing this?
Well, you know, Trevor, we are in this world for a very limited time. And there's some things that we're very passionate about. And I'm very passionate about creating a society where everybody has the basic needs met. In other words, a father can say his children go to a good school, they get good health, a family can have 3 meals a day. But this whole thing, to me, depends on the mindset that we have. And looking at our society and also other societies that we visit all over the world, I came to the conclusion that our hope lies with young people. That's where our hope is. I always joke with my friends and I say that people my age, or my generation, our mindset is damaged goods beyond repair. Therefore, we have to concentrate on the young. And this academy focuses on 4 things. First, I think we start off from ECD, before they go to grade 1. And these kids, one, have computer literacy. Number 2, they should have financial literacy. So by the time they go to grade 2, grade 3, grade 4, they can trade on the stock markets all over the world. 3, blockchain technology. And I'm a strong believer in blockchain technology. I think that's where the world is going. And I think kids must start much earlier on. Number 4, which I think is critically important, they must know about themselves. Who are you? Your history, your culture, your religion. Because I think without that, we are lost. And that's why I think we have most of the problems that we have.
So where are you now? You've broken the ground. Where is it for the benefit of the people that are around here? Where is the academy? Where was the ground broken? And how soon do you open?
Yeah, I got 20 hectares in Nyabira. And the groundbreaking was a few weeks ago. Yeah. And I'm pleased that Professor Adam Tambara was present at the groundbreaking ceremony. And of course, we're going to rely on people like him, especially when it comes to the blockchain technology, artificial intelligence, and all that new stuff. They've done the foundation now. Right now, as we speak, they're actually building. And I think the whole of next year, we'll be constructing. Hopefully by 2025, we should be ready to start.
And how do you see, how big is it going to be? How many people are you taking and that kind of stuff?
Well, as I say, we start off with ECD, and then we go to grade 1, grade 2, and we'll be building up in blocks like that. And we hope to actually connect with other international organizations, for instance, Google. And then companies like Binance, who are in blockchain technology. I know Internet Protocol is doing a hackathon at the University of Zimbabwe, KuCoin. All these other organizations all over the world would like to bring those ideas in to Zimbabwe and inject into these youth a different way of looking at life.
That's absolutely amazing. Guys, I would really want you, and I see Prof is out there, for us to interrogate and add value to this idea. What I love about that idea is an idea about from success to significance. You wanting to give back to the community. How long has this idea been sitting with you?
Maybe, Trevor, let me give you the background. Mumbai in India, the population is 21 million. Sao Paulo in Brazil, the population is 22 million. Beijing is 23 million. Shanghai is 28 million. And New Delhi in India is 32 million. Now, think about it. We in Zimbabwe, we're about 15, 16 million. We're not even like a large city. What do we have given by God or ancestors? We have diamonds. We have gold all over this country. We have platinum, the third largest deposit of platinum in the world. We are told we have maybe 20% of the world's lithium. We have lots of chrome. We have more than 60 different minerals. Our soils, our climate, we can grow anything you can think of. You know, we have lots of tea, a lot of apples around here. We have coffee, we have cotton, we have sugar. But look at our poverty. We even have cholera today. So we have to ask ourselves, but why? How can that be? We go to Singapore, they don't have any minerals. They don't have any real agriculture. Fresh water, they're buying from Malaysia. So we need to ask ourselves, but why? And that's why I looked at my generation, my colleagues, and I thought, maybe the answers will come from people like myself and my friends. We need to start with youth who have a different outlook, who can say, I'm an African, I'm black, and they're proud of it, and they've got the confidence. What we need is self-confidence, self-worthiness, self-respect, and self-love. That's what we hope to cultivate.
Yeah. My sense, I agree with you, and I'm going to posit something and hear how much you push back. I believe that you and I are damaged goods, but quite a lot of people here actually are also damaged goods, and that the safe age right now is about 13. Those teenagers. That if we focused our attention on cleaning up that generation, this country has a future. Otherwise, you and I are sitting down here talking like this as damaged goods, and these damaged goods are listening to us. We need to go a bit further down. What do you say to that?
Well, that's why we are starting the academy.
Right.
I think we need to start much earlier. And I have to thank you. Remember the last time you interviewed me, women wanted to kill me because I was talking about natural hair.
Are you going to go there? Are you brave enough to go there?
Let me tell you, in fact, it's interesting because here at Trollbeck, that's the first time I spoke about this. The reason I speak about it, it's not about hair actually, it's not about skin, it's deeper than that. It's the mindset. You're talking about Kagame. When you sit with Kagame, you look at his wife, look at his daughter. It sounds trivial. But you know, it's so important to know who we are. Because I'm the one man, Trevor. And whenever I speak, I always say, the black woman is the most beautiful woman walking on planet Earth with her natural attributes, her natural hair and her natural skin. So, and remember, the children look up to the mother, to their teachers, to the headmistresses, to their aunties. So it's a whole thing. We take it lightly, but I think it's not light actually. It means a lot.
So you, by the way, colleagues, one of the things that Solomon did when he got into this hotel, the lady who welcomed him at reception had a wig on, and Solomon sat down with her for 15 minutes. You're pretty passionate about this. You have been attacked. I was attacked for having had the platform against Zimbabweans. If you disagree with somebody, you're not supposed to sit with them. I sat with you and listen to you. You and my wife fight over this issue of hair. And what women are saying is that it's none of your business.
Yes. Right. It's none of my business. You know, when we were growing up, you remember ladies were applying Ambi.
Yes.
Skin lightening cream. It was none of our business. It was their choice. It was their right. You know, of course, what happened?
Yeah.
Their skin was burned. And it's irreparable. there are some choices which are born of ignorance. There are some choices which are smart choices because people are informed. Now, it's something, I get kids who come to me and say, doctor, I'm an orphan, I want to go to university, I don't have any money. It's none of my business, but it becomes my business. And with the exposure and education that we have, all of us, you travel to India and you see them harvesting that hair from dead bodies, and you see them in the temples harvesting that hair, sacrificed to the gods. And in any case, and I speak this in Shona, I always say to people, isusu wanwatematika gerwa bvudzi tinorasa itsvina tichengete bvudzi mumba. We don't do that. Bvudzi itsvina. How dare tinotenga tsvina yevamwe marudzi, tsvina yemaIndia, yemaBrazilian, how dare we do that? In any case, people must understand this. We were trying subconsciously to be like Caucasians. Bvudzi rinenge revarungu kudai, skin inenge yevarungu kudai. Varungu vane bvudzi rakadaro because it's a biological adaptation to their environment. It's a cold environment. Therefore, nature gave them that hair to stay warm, to keep warm in that environment. So find why. You have sheep over here, you go to Europe, they have wool. That wool is a biological adaptation to that environment. If your sheep go to Europe today, they'll die of cold because they don't have wool. What we are doing as black people, seriously, is like sheep zirikunoko. Why? Zinoti ndinoda kuchenawo, ndinoda kupfeka wool. What? No. Kuno pisa. And you've seen this. Women going like this. You can say, okay, Guramatunhu, it's none of your business. Shut up. But I look at this, and friends of mine, I remember there was a Professor Alan McGregor from King's College. He said to me, Solomon, what is happening among your people? They got beautiful hair, your ladies. Why do they put these things on? And in the end, I said, well, Alan, you guys colonized us, enslaved us, so we're trying to be like you. That's what I said. And I think we can take it lightly, but what we're trying to do with the academy is to change this thinking, to think other people are better than us. Their hair is better than us. Their skin is better than us. To say, no. As a black woman, you can be bold like Miss South Africa and look like a goddess. You can have short hair, you look cute, clean, you look young. You can have an afro, you can have straight hair, you can plait your hair, you can have locks. The other races don't have what you have. You have the best.
Solomon, do you think there's something wrong with the message or the way you're delivering the message? What feedback are you getting?
Well, if you look in here, just in here today, most of these ladies are natural. I think we're 99.9%. Before I spoke about this, if you saw 10 ladies, 8 or 9 would definitely have weaves or wigs. Only 1 or 2 would have natural hair. Today is the opposite.
And just zero in there on the link between that message on the wigs and the self-image, colonialism. If you could zero in there.
Well, it was planned that way because one of the things when people were enslaved, they had to work on the psychology, the mind. They had to destroy a people's history, to know about their ancestry, to destroy culture, religion. And I always say to people, when you go to India, the Indians were colonized by the British like we did, but they never lost their culture. They never lost their religion. We threw away everything. And that's why we find ourselves where we are. And therefore, I hope in this academy definitely will do it, that we teach the young people to appreciate their history, their ancestry, their religion, their culture. There's some things that we just don't know, which I think people should know. That in terms of genetics, if you take the Japanese, you take the Indians or the Chinese or the white people, all their genes are contained in one gene called the Eve gene. And you can Google this. There's only one creature, one organism on earth with Eve gene. It's the black woman. The black woman is the mother of all the races. She's the mother of mankind. Hence, she has all these options with her hair, and no other race has the same options. They can't plait their hair. They can't have locks. They can't have an afro. We want our people to appreciate this. Trevor always makes me cry when I see people, these fibers and so on. And I think, do we really understand what we're doing? We're enriching, because that's foreign currency. Enriching people who look down on us. And this is why today people go to Mtwako and say, we found granite here, so move your homes around here. Move even your graves, remove them. We want to dig granite. You and I can go to anywhere in the world and do that. Can't do that.
No,
can't go to
can't.
China and do that.
Can't.
But that's people, they look at us and there is no respect because we don't have self-respect, self-love. We don't have that.
We'll have time as we do ideas storming later on to deal with that. And by the way, the conversation that I had with Solomon on this went viral. I mean, it's been all over the world. So if you're really interested in his views on that, you go to our YouTube channel and dig up there. Blessed raised the issue of tribalism. This is an issue that you're passionate about. Why?
Well, I was chairman at Bindura University for 10 years, and I used to host President Mugabe, and also I've been chairman of the National Gallery of Zimbabwe. I support the arts. I collect art. We did a few interesting things at Bindura University, and when we were opening the library, and also did a school for optometry, I was saying to young people, what we have done in March Central, and I don't come from March Central, we could do this in Mat North, in Mat South. We could do this in Manicaland, because I'm a Zimbabwean. I'll probably do the same in Mozambique because I'm African. I'll probably do similar things in terms of development in the Caribbean because I'm a global citizen. My totem is Moyo. I'm Moyo Chirando. So I did some research, and I found out that the Mangwende, Mukarakate, Mazezuru, Imoyo Chirando. Mandau Anastole, down there in the Eastern Highlands, Imoyo Chirando, those are my relatives. Anybody called Moyo in Midlands or Masvingo, they're my relatives. Makalanga, and like the late S.K. Moyo and Jonathan Moyo, anybody that knows Moyo is my relative. Then I met Festus Mohayo, who was president of Botswana, and he told me himself, he said, I'm Moyo Chirando, my people came from there. And the wife said to me, oh, Botswana is full of these people. There are Moyos in South Africa, there are Moyos in Zambia. Now the point here is, we all come from the same cloth. And young people must understand, we should understand this, but as they say, well, our mindset is something else. But young people must understand this, that we all come from the same cloth. When we are tribalistic, it means we are ignorant. We are small-minded. We are narrow-minded. We are shallow-minded. And not many good things can come out of that.
You can't build a nation when you're that small-minded. When all that you're doing is looking at your small tribe. But so how do we deal with this negative phenomena that is tribalism? How do you think we're going to deal with that? I mean, when you get interested in something, you read a lot. I know that. But what you haven't picked up, by the way, is that the Binance guys are in trouble. Prof, the Binance guy has been fined $3.8 billion today because he's been responsible for money laundering, drug trafficking, and so forth. But anyway, that's you read a lot. Yeah, you've been reading about Bitcoin and collecting arts and so forth. How do we change this mindset?
Trevor,
because we've got young people here who are already being poisoned to think of themselves in that other, where there's always an otherness and not an inclusivity of we're all Zimbabweans.
I think it's education and these discussions that we're having. You know, and I must thank you for your program because, you know, whether people agree or not, but at least we discuss. Yeah. And we can argue about things. We need to discuss a lot among ourselves and with the youth. I spend a lot of time with young people, and I enjoy that because those are the people we really want to influence. To say, I'm just Zimbabwean. I don't care where you come from. And we give a lot of scholarships to young people, and we don't even ask what tribe they are, where they come from, whatever. They need a scholarship. We have the resources, we just give them. And remember, it's funny, at one time my practice was full of just Ndebele girls. Somebody said to me, Solomon, do you have a special liking for Ndebele girls? I'd not even thought about it, that these girls were Ndebele. No, they're just working with me. And in fact, the lady who takes care of me right now is Ndebele.
Yes, I've been to your home, man.
Yes.
I know he is.
Yeah.
She is, rather. Solomon, you are embarked on this big idea of an academy, something that's going to live long after you're gone. These young people sitting around here and wondering, how do you get to that place and how do you actually start making it happen? What would you say to them?
I think it's having an idea. You dream about it, you then decide to actualize it. Mm-hmm. And I think wherever there's a will, they say there's a way. And to have the energy to say, that's what I'm going to do. And we know if you do that, if you really focus on it, it happens. Mm. It happens. Mm. As they always say, there's some universal forces from somewhere which will come to join you.
Once you've pronounced
it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I take time in knowing people that have sat before me. And one thing that happened with you during COVID is that you found yourself logged in India for 4 months. You couldn't get out.
Yes, yes.
And talk to me about the position that you came to, because you had an ailment that it caused you to go out there.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that encounter with yourself and what it has had on you as an individual.
Yeah. I had prostate problems and I had surgery. So I was in India. And I was supposed to be there for 6 weeks. And then COVID came and I got locked up in a hotel. Instead of 6 weeks, it was 4 months. And sometimes I was the only guest they had in the hotel. I felt sorry for them because they had all the stuff, reception, security, maintenance, kitchen, just for me. But that time on my own, I had time to think, first of all, about my own mortality. I'm going to die one day. That's going to happen for sure. And of course, COVID was killing lots of people. So I came to the conclusion that no one can run away from death anyway. So the best thing to do was to embrace death. And the best way to embrace death was to prepare for it. And I'm sure you've had people who prepare everything. They even prepared the hymns to be sung. Who's going to make the speech, the music, and what people are going to drink and eat.
That's an African, Solomon.
Well, I don't know whether it's...
I'm pulling a leg.
Yeah, but I had the opportunity to do that. And so that's the first thing. So I when people talk about death or when I lose even my friends and so on, I just realized it's transition from this place to another place. And it's going to happen to everybody anyway. So let's just prepare for it, all of us. Let's make sure our ducks are in a row, because it's going to happen. And then the second thing was, that's when I came across blockchain technology. And I fell in love with it, and I really believe in it. I know you're talking about Binance, but there's more stories to it than you've just said. But I spent a lot of time with young people because they understand blockchain technology. They understand the investments. And it's interesting, actually, because most people in my age group, and even older than me and younger than me, don't believe in this. They think it's a scam, it's a Ponzi scheme. The future, as far as I can see, is blockchain technology. And I can argue with anybody today. And I said to the young people, if you want to be a millionaire very quickly, there's nothing I know of. And then I've done stock markets, real estate, I've done different investments that can make someone a millionaire faster than blockchain technology. That's my belief, and I've seen it work.
As you're talking about realizing that you'll die one day, there's a group from Nyaradzo there. They were smiling big time. So it's an important thing that we need to embrace, isn't it? That
Definitely.
one day we are going to go under. Solomon, as you sit here reflecting on one day I'm going to check out of this place, is there anything that you regret doing or not doing?
Yeah, I think I could have been a better father.
Okay.
I'm very close to my siblings, very, very close. In fact, tomorrow I'm flying to I've got four sisters, and each time they have a birthday, they are flown to different parts of the world by the daughters of the elder sister. So last year they were in Mexico, in Puerto Vallarta. Now they're in Dubai. So tomorrow night I'm off. I'm going to join them. So we have this closeness as a family. But with my kids, I've had problems. We just look at life differently. And I think they just couldn't understand me, and I didn't understand them. So yeah, I could maybe done a better job there.
Yeah, I think you speak on behalf of a lot of fathers. Parenting is not an easy thing, and yet parenting is one thing that we walk in without a certificate. Solomon, wonderful. I'm going to stop us there. And Unique, do you want us to get us into some idea storming in relation to the issues that Solomon has raised?
Thank you. A round of applause for this brilliant conversation. All right, so we're getting into another session of idea storming, which will last for about 10 minutes. So do forgive me if I do stop you in terms of questions. We'll just take 3 questions, and then we'll move on to the next session. Yes, we'll start with... Okay.
There's a hand that's been up there at the end, and
So
yeah, absolutely. The CEO can. Otherwise, we're in trouble.
Thank you very much. And I think I like the ideas that are coming across. The one question I have, and I agree that maybe the 13 we are with, what did you call them?
Damaged goods.
And we need to focus on the 13 years and up. What do we tell them in your views and experiences, both of you, about politics? Because I think part of the reasons why maybe people in my generation are damaged goods is because growing up all the way, we were told, and up to now we have been seeing that. And the fear that I have is that we then leave the whole country with no one to run it. At one point, I think, even now, in very good areas, if you go there and there's a political rally, it's the gardeners who take charge. It's the people who, because the people who have authority and they've walked away from the responsibility. So what do we say to these 13-year-olds about the importance of being in the moment and central to the countries they are in? Because who's going to run these countries if we all retreat into some corners of specialization? So I just wanted to understand, when we talk to these 13-year-olds, what do we tell them? We know what they're doing now. They are all aspiring to get on to the next plane, to the next university, to another country. So I'm just keen to understand, what do you tell these children about the importance of politics and the importance of standing up for your values?
Yeah. To be very frank, what we are doing now, it's for me, it's beyond comprehension. Because, as I've told you, what we have as a country, the wealth we have, and when we compare ourselves with whether it's Switzerland or Singapore or Finland, we should be a thousand times better than Singapore, because they have nothing and we have everything. So the problem here is a mindset issue at every level, in my view. And I've tried to think, how do we change that mindset? And that's why I'm saying, when I look at ourselves, it's almost impossible. So our hope, see, look at the country like Niger, that young guy who was speaking, I think he was speaking Russian, he said, we don't understand it, that we have all these natural resources, but we are poor. Because, the French were doing their own thing over there. There's, the uranium and so on. And I was reading the other day that since they kicked out the French, Niger is the 4th fastest growing economy. That's what change does. And you see, us, there is no way I'm going to go for that change, because I'm comfortable, I have a home, I have a car, I have this and that. But even when I was a chairman of a university, then I was also, they put me on the council of UZ after Bindura, and I got kicked out there. Each time, I was thinking, graduation, the president would come and would keep these students. And these students, there are no jobs out there. There's nothing for them, nothing. So you ask yourself, so what are we actually doing?
Thanks, Solo. Thank you. The question, he's got the mic. Sorry to take over from you.
All right, thank you. Doc, I've got 2 questions for you. My first question is, you are a leading practitioner in your field, in medicine. So would your academy, or would we, as the people as well, not benefit if your academy had an emphasis in pushing and advancing medicine, as obviously we are very behind in their constant advancements in medicine, almost daily. So would we not benefit more from drawing on your expertise and you leading the charge in that regard, especially by your academy? And my second question is, how can blockchain technology be incorporated in medicine?
Okay, so the first one, yes, it's a very good question. You may not be aware, but I was privileged enough to start training of eye specialists in this country at the University of Zimbabwe. That was one of my contributions. And secondly, we didn't have optometrists in this country, and our company Optonova went into a private-public partnership with Bindura University to start a school of optometry. So already we've made some contributions towards medicine. Of course, we can upscale it now. And my thinking right now is that we attend to an urgent issue of the mindset of our people right now. Because you see, health cannot be isolated. You will find countries that have a good economy, good systems, also have good health. That is why Singapore, as it is, has a very good health system. That's why even our previous president, instead of building a state-of-the-art military hospital here, he went to Singapore and died in Singapore. So this is a major issue, how we think of ourselves vis-a-vis others, and what to do about our own resources and our own economy. I think that's a bigger issue. Then once that is working, and if the economy is working, you'll find everything else, whether it's schools, education, universities, hospitals, they work because the economy is working. So maybe you can start off and say, if the politics is working, the economy is working, then everything filters to all the other sectors. That's my thinking. I'm also quite aware that my investments, in the end, I'm going to invest a lot in ophthalmology. That's part of it as well. A state-of-the-art. I have a daughter who's a doctor also, who's specializing in eyes. And I might not have the energy to see this through, but certainly I can have the resources or the wherewithal to set up a very, as you say, advanced school with the new technologies and so on that we can do for the youth. But I'm going to attend the mindset first.
Right, thank you, Doctor. Our last question?
It's just going to be a question and a comment on the doctor with regards to hair. And I think hair and makeup is one topic that will never convince women, because in their minds they don't do it for us, they're actually doing it for themselves. And for me, having been in those conversations, one of the arguments is that natural hair is very difficult to treat and maintain. And also in this fast-paced world, yes, where women are quite busy in their schedules, the weekend wheel is quite quick and much more efficient in putting out. So probably my question is, as a learned doctor, are you mostly investing or communicating your argument towards maybe better or cheaper products to use for women, especially the natural hair? And in your research, have you found quantitative side effects of ladies using these hair products which are not natural? And yeah, I just don't believe it's a perception of losing integrity or trying to be other people. I just think the argument I've heard from most women is the expensive use of natural hair products, and obviously it's much more convenient and easier put in a wig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. There's a big lawsuit right now in the States where ladies, black women, were using those chemicals to straighten their hair. I think it's LOreal, which is being sued. You ask yourself, Tinashe, why should our black ladies straighten their hair? Why do they have to do that? And they're using these chemicals. And LOreal, by the way, they knew that these products have these chemicals which would cause ovarian cancers, uterine cancers in black women. But they were collecting the money. So we have to ask ourselves, I can tell you right now, all this talk about, oh, it's convenient, oh, it's... I know because I've done lots of reading around it and I talk to people. As I say, right now, if you look at the ladies in here, they look fantastic. Each one has a different hairstyle. No other race can do that. They don't have all those options. And my staff, I've got like 42 ladies I work with. And all of them come with different hairstyles every day. And people comment, actually, how beautiful these ladies are. And I've got a picture of my good friend, I think Kenya, you met Danai Gurira. There's a picture of her with hair unkempt. And I always say to ladies, when a black woman has unkempt hair like this, it's a powerful, iconic fashion statement which no other race can make. She doesn't have to do anything, not even comment, just leave it. Because that's what God gave them. Melanin, the skin, if you Google today, and I want you all to Google if you have got Wi-Fi there, price of gold per gram is probably $63, around there. Price of melanin per gram is about $350. This is expensive material that we have. Only us were given this material, and you bleach it, and you say, this is crazy, man. It's crazy.
Okay. Can I just one thing that you are passionate about, the idea of art collection.
Yes.
You have some of the wonderful pieces of art, and we've got young people here who I can see a Moyo there, who is the father who did art.
Oh yes.
Talk to us as briefly as you may about the value of art and art collection. And I've spoken to a number of artists on this show, and many of them feel we don't appreciate them.
Very true.
Many of them feel we don't value them. Actually, they are celebrated outside the country rather than here. Can this generation, what's the wisdom of this generation getting invested in art?
Yeah. First thing I have to say is we have some of the greatest talent in the world in terms of art. You know, our Shona sculptures, they went all over the world. It was Frank McEwen, who was then director of the National Gallery, who took our African art all over the world. And people couldn't believe it. It's like those stones talk to you. They're spiritual. You don't find that kind of art anywhere else in the world. And I've had the privilege of collecting first generation sculptors like Brad Matemera, Gurue, Nicholas Mkomberanwa, Sylvester Mbai. And of course, I got lots of work by Dominic also. And this artwork, people come to my house and say, wow, you know? And I remember Dana, if you just Google Dana Guramatunhu, you see Dana at my home. And she made one piece viral by saying, Merry Christmas from Zimbabwe. This is a big sculpture called Feeling Good of a lady like this. And I always say to people, if you come to my home, if you're feeling down, you're feeling a little blue, I walk with you towards this feeling good lady. We converse with the lady and you start feeling good too. We have amazing talent, we must invest in it. In any case, if you're an investor, some of you might have seen the work by the other lady, I'll get her name, but which went for $280,000 at an auction at Christie's in New York. Work done by Zimbabweans is now fetching like $250,000. You can buy it here, maybe for $5,000 or for $2,000 or for $10,000. You collect it and you can sell it for $250,000. So it's also an investment. But the thing is just to appreciate what we have, because that's what we're not doing. Appreciate our artists, appreciate their work, invest in their work. We have everything, but we don't realize it.
Oh, right. I'm going to conclude and allow the MC, Master of Ceremonies, and say, Solomon, thank you so much. You've given us a lot of food for thought on the things that you've said, you know, art collection, the academy, the controversial hair issue, which is about identity and so forth. I think it's thought-provoking, and really that's why we've created this platform, for us to engage with ideas that we might not particularly agree with. But we love your idea of the Solomon Guramatunhu Academy, and we wish you the best on that.
Oh, by the way, Trevor, I must tell everybody, because of my belief systems, if you go to Newlands, we have a natural hair salon. I think, have you been there? I think it's quite impressive, right? And then I'm a dancer.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Show us, Doc.
We're going to the cocktail now.
So every Friday, if you come to, it's called SG Dance and Yoga Studio at Newlands. We do, most of it is Latino. So the Deputy Cuban Ambassador, Yoisi, and the husband, Otto, and there's another lady, doctor from Cuba, Maria. They come to teach our locals, you know. So the ladies teach the Zimbabwean man, and the guys teach the Zimbabwean ladies, and we have fun every Friday. But end of the day, you know, we have a studio where kids can learn ballet, people can learn, you know, hip hop, whatever dances, because these are things that I just enjoy and I like to share with others too. And we also have a crypto hub.
Awesome.